January 2014, talks about like Slasher. This was this very first proof of stake algorithm candidate that we came up with. And of course, Slasher is broken in a bunch of ways, and since then we've spent years figuring out how to make proof of stake work correctly and refining it, doing huge amounts of research, going down some roads that ended up not working, finding the good roads, and over the last couple of years, the speed of our research and development has really just ramped up a huge amount with, especially like really smart and amazing people like Justin and Danny and Shelley, Dan Cred, and just Proto and so many others joining the research team. So this is just a testament to the hard work of a huge number of people, and I think the result in what we're seeing is basically the first step of Ethereum making its way to being this high-powered and modern blockchain system that we've always envisioned it becoming from day one. So. This is only the first step. After this, of course, there's a lot that we're doing on sharding. There's a lot of work that we have to add on to support light clients, to actually bring the existing Ethereum chain in as a part of the ETH2 ecosystem. This is what we call the merge. So this is all a lot of very rapid work that's going to happen over the next couple of years. And I guess thank you all, everyone who is being part of the ETH2 ecosystem in any capacity, whether you're just an enthusiast, whether you're a staker, whether you're helping other people be stakers. And this is all extremely valuable work for the ecosystem, and it's just great to see so many people being so enthusiastic and participating. So again, if you've been part of any of the test nets, then what's going to happen over the next couple of days should be fairly predictable. Hopefully, if things go well, the network will launch. It'll start making blocks, it'll start testing and finalizing and all of those things. But this time, this is going to be many times larger than any of the test networks that we've attempted. So, fingers crossed. Definitely hoping that everything goes well, and if everything does go well, it's just going forward from here.
Yeah, awesome. Can you also speak to what you're excited for, I guess specifically for 2021 for ETH?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So one of the quiet changes that we've made to the ETH2 roadmap over the last maybe couple of months is that maybe before and maybe even just over the last couple of weeks is that up until very recently, we've been thinking about the ETH2 roadmap in terms of phases, right? So first proof of stake, then sharding, then merge, then sharding for execution. And what's been happening recently is that we've been adjusting the roadmap so that the different pieces can happen in parallel. And so basically, as soon as each piece is done, it can be included into the chain without needing to wait for any of the other pieces. Probably the first major upgrade, and because it's simpler, we expect it to happen sooner, is adding light client support. So that's maybe the first hard fork about half a year from Genesis if things go well. And that would allow light clients to kind of sync with the chain, and potentially because the ETH2 chain kind of has a pointers to ETH1 blocks, you could even use it as part of a light client for the existing Ethereum chain. So it would even start providing kind of very concrete value for the Ethereum ecosystem there. Hopefully less dependence on centralized providers with better light clients. Hopefully more kind of bridges between ETH2 and different chains from there. So that's probably the earliest thing. Then the next thing after that is basically either sharding or the merge, whichever comes first. We think sharding will come first, but the good news is that if we're wrong and sharding ends up being delayed by 2 years, the merge will still come, right? So sharding is exciting because the chain will be able to kind of process over a megabyte per second of data, which just provides a huge amount of scalability for rollups. And in 2020, we've been seeing a huge amount of really impressive work with rollups, right? We've been seeing the ZK rollup teams like Matter Labs with Aztec, Loopring, and Aztec, Starkware with Diversify, all of them just many of them even running on mainnet. Loopring is, I think, has been working on a mobile wallet recently. So that's and then on the optimistic side, Optimism has their testnet, Arbitrum has their testnet, and Optimism is going to launch something on mainnet fairly soon. And so once you take the rollups and you combine it with ETH2 sharding, then if you do the numbers, you would basically already have a system that would be able to process like 100,000 transactions a second, right? So basically enough to scale up to the needs of whatever it is that people wants to do on top of a blockchain at a massive scale. So what happens after that is like pretty much up to whatever the ecosystem ends up building on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting to see this. I mean, you mentioned a lot of community members and teams participating, but also like this is also your brainchild as well, So it's great to see this coming all through. We don't want to keep thank you very much for joining and sharing your thoughts. I know you're going to have to go through a lot of live streams today to give out talks, so we won't hold you back. But yeah, thank you again for joining and giving us a short talk, Vitalik.
Yeah, no, and thank you for organizing, and just thank you for all the hard work that you guys are doing for the ETH2 staking community.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you after Beacon chain. All right. Next up, we have Vasiliy from Lido. Lido, if you are not aware, is one of the staking pool projects that will offer staking derivatives on staked Ethereum. And so, Vasiliy, welcome. We'd like to hear your thoughts on ETH2. You're on mute, by the way. Oh, Vasiliy, you're on mute. You need to unmute.
Okay. Hey folks, I'm super excited about the Beacon chain launch. That's like first step to switch the consensus mechanism in the most vibrant blockchain economy on the fly that feels more like surgery than engineering, and Beacon chain the first step to that. So it's super impressive with the project. And as a professional node operator, I've become a bit desensitized to the anxiety and suspense of blockchain launches. We had them all year, but Ethereum, of course, brings out these emotions once again for me. I really hope that it launches well. So a lot of research and engineering went into Beacon chain, and sincere thanks to the teams that works impressive very long hours to deliver the Ethereum 2.0 on time. It's very cool that we launch in 2020.
It's the one piece of good news, right?
Yeah. That's like season finale. So more than 1,000 individual depositors. So most likely at least half of them are individual validators, and more than a couple flavors of network software already make this launch a big milestone in proof of stake history. So, and we at Lido, we aim to build on top of it to integrate staking yields into DeFi to provide the best possible validation to the Ethereum network, and provide a liquid and useful alternative to exchange-based liquid staking.
Gotcha. And then what are you most excited about 2021 for ETH2 and your...
Of course, I'm most excited about the launch of Lido. that as much my brainchild that Ethereum 2.0 is of Vitalik. So yeah, that's that I'm Lido maximalist. But for Ethereum, I'm pretty much excited about all the developments that supposed to happen, like integrating ETH 1.0 into it. I dig the rollup-centric roadmap for Ethereum very much. I think that's the way to go for blockchains, to focus on data availability and move execution mostly on off-chain. So that's that was great news to me when I read it. And I'm waiting very much for withdrawals enabled on the Beacon chain, because that's when Lido can work their full capabilities way into.
Gotcha. So there's definitely still more, a bit more stuff that needs to happen on the ETH2 front, but like still very excited to see like Lido actually, live. I think it's going to be a very exciting moment. Thank you very much for jumping on this call. Like, do you have any last, thoughts that you'd like to share with the community?
Yeah, thank you too for inviting me and for participating in Lido too. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, looking forward to participating in Lido as well. Thank you, Vasiliy. I'll see you after the Beacon Chain launch.
Yeah.
So, folks, next up we have Preston, but it seems like he's not yet present. And so during this time, I just wanted to then now go back to and just explain that I know we've mentioned that just mention why we wanted to put this together. So Stakefish is a validator company, and we've been working hard to support ETH2 staking. And so, we're very excited to be one of the validators supporting. Oh, speaking of, I think Preston is here. Let me just invite him into the speaker slot. Vasiliy, you could feel free to, I think, drop off from the speaker. Yep. Awesome, cool. So next up, we have Preston from Prism, one of the major client teams that we're running right now for our validator for our staking service. Preston, without further ado, I know it's very early there, but thank you for joining, and I'm just curious to hear about your thoughts on ETH2 so far.
Hey, good morning, afternoon, good day, wherever you are. It's an exciting day for everyone here in the Ethereum community. It is very early for me. I'm on the west coast of California, and it's 3:43. But I'll tell you what, today was the easiest day ever to wake up at 3 a.m. It's just super exciting. E2, this is really a historic day. This is sharding and proof of stake and these kind of things have been planned for a very long time. Me personally and my team, we've been working on it for 3 years. Moonlighting it for 1 year and then hopping into it full time for the last 2 years. So we're really excited to see Ethereum scale with ETH2, starting with phase 0, going to proof of stake, and we're really excited to see Prism to be used with real money. It's something we've been working on for a super long time.
It's exciting, but also it sounds like it's the moment of truth, right? Just in less than a few minutes from now. So then, like, what's next for Prism? Like, what are you excited for in 2021 for around?
Yeah, well, there's still lots of work to do. There are other phases of Ethereum, phase 1 and beyond, where we start to actually use the Beacon chain for something other than just validating blocks. So adding in phase 1 is going to be really exciting. It's already started work in parallel. We have some prototyping there. Then beyond that, we have the merge between ETH1 and ETH2. That's going to be really cool. And that's something that our whole next year is completely full of work to do, and we know that we want to keep moving and iterating quickly. So there's lots of work to do to get ETH to scale.
Gotcha. And have you personally staked?
I have, yeah. I put in 80% of my ETH. I mean, I'm as in it as I can be. For one, I want to dog food our product. I've been testing it for the whole time, as long as everybody else. Testing it on. So I'm one of the few that's trying to stake on a Raspberry Pi at Mainnet. I don't really recommend it, but I'm going to try it and see how it goes. I think that if I use the worst hardware I can, it's more motivation to make it more performant and work on that type of hardware, especially when it's my own money at stake. So I'm definitely in it. I'm definitely in the Genesis set today. My validator's online. I'm watching my logs. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Well, yeah. I'm really excited for it as well. I'm quite sure. We're looking forward to consistently using Prism and seeing where Prism goes in 2021. Thank you for joining. I mean, it's not the greatest time to join, but like it's great to just still hear from you. I'll see you after a post in the post Beacon Chain world.
Yeah, definitely. See you guys later.
Thank you, Preston.
Yep.
Awesome. So we heard from Preston. So I don't think Robert from Attestant is here yet. While we wait, let me just show you something quickly interesting about because some of you who have been monitoring the deposits might know that like there was some concern that we won't have enough deposits, to see December 1st launch, but as you all know, we are way past that initially needed deposit amount. My shared screen just dropped, but give me 1 second. Let me share again. But if you look at the total amount of ETH that's staked right now, like we have around 880,000 ETH already staked, 168% over the insane. My screen share keeps dropping, but yes, I'm quite sure you've all seen it. It's very exciting to see just how much ETH is getting staked and how much people are interested. Chun, just a quick question: have you personally staked as well any ETH?
Yes, of course.
Oh, which staking provider or client did you use?
That's no question.
And so, are you planning to stake further, more of your holdings? Is that something you haven't?
I see the ranking. I'm already the number 2 individual address, so I think maybe to keep it on hold for some time. And I don't rule out the possibility to maybe stake more in the future.
Gotcha. It's pretty fascinating to see how people are, sending their vote of confidence by staking ETH. And so I don't think Robert is still here yet, but just wanted to update everyone, especially for people who have joined today, that I know we are planning giveaways, and we are going to be picking out the giveaway winners after the Beacon Chain launch, because without the Beacon Chain launch, it's not a real party. So after we see the first block, we'll then start picking out the winners for here yet, and then I think then we could bring on. We'll talk with Ben fairly soon. And so while we're waiting for Ben, Chun, you've been in this space for a very long time. Like, what are your thoughts on ETH2? Like, moving from proof of work to proof of stake. What do you think about it?
We should probably get started from proof of work first. So F2Proof has been like big supporter to Ethereum. We launched the earliest Ethereum mining pool in China back in 2016. So and also I still have quite a fresh memory, like during the DAO attacks. So and we were one of the few supporters behind the Ethereum Classic. I know Vitalik still remember all these stories, but Ether2 has been a major upgrade to Ethereum, and we've been looking forward to this for many years. And eventually, I'm really glad to see eventually it's happening.
Cool. Speaking of, we now have Ben from Teku. Teku is, again, one of the major clients that is being used to launch the Beacon chain. I can't really say how much I'm thankful for all these client teams and to Teku and to Ben, who's not only building up the Teku client, but also providing the ETH2 what's new in ETH2 newsletter, which is like one of the best sources to get the latest on the ETH2. Welcome, Ben. Thank you for taking the time to join at this very busy hour.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the invitation, and it's great to be with you and your people here.
Awesome. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on ETH2 so far.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? The whole thing started maybe 6 years ago with Vitalik and his initial slasher article that he wrote. It's been a long journey, and there have been many changes and developments along the way. But the core ideas remain the same. That's the incredible thing, is that the basis of it all has remained the same, and this is what we're delivering. So the last 2.5 years have been the new idea of having this beacon chain. This is what we're starting today. We're doing proof of stake, and all being well, in about 10 minutes, it all goes live.
Yeah, awesome. And then, so what excites you then about ETH2 in 2021? What are you?
Well, it's easy to forget, given all the work we've done, that this is just the beginning, right? So there's a lot more to do. And the main things, we're accelerating the merge timetable. So ETH1, ETH2 merge, and there's a proposal out to put ETH1 as it currently is on the beacon chain. We're looking at that and seeing if that will work. That could really quite quickly make us able to turn off proof of work and bring ETH1 into ETH2 even before sharding. So that's something that at ConsenSys we'll be focusing on. We have the in-house ETH1 client, Besu, and we have in-house ETH2 client, Teku, so it's very natural that we bring the two together for that. But sharding is happening, light clients are happening, and we need to work on Teku's core mission, which is to provide infrastructure for institutional staking and professional staking operations, which is our main mission focus.
Yeah, understood. And so then the natural question then becomes like, what's this upcoming sort of milestones for Teku?
Well, we have one in about 8 minutes, which is the biggest, perhaps. And we're going to spend the next month working on performance, corner cases, and so on. Teku's pretty performant. We're doing quite well on Piermont, but we're aware of various things around memory and a few little corner cases where we just need to up the game a bit and lay a really strong foundation for future years. So a bit of clearing up to do in that area. We'll be working on our engagements with institutional stakers. I think so far we've got a lot of enthusiasts, a lot of hobbyists participating. I get the impression that a lot of the really big operations are just holding back a bit, with a couple of exceptions. I think once we're a few weeks into the beacon chain, confidence will grow, and we're looking forward to engaging with some of the larger staking operations to help them get up and running on Teku.
Awesome. What are we supposed to look out for on Genesis, other than like the first block on slot 1 potentially?
Yeah, so that's the big one. So we're really looking for participation rate. So what tells us that the network is healthy is if we get high levels of participation. That means testers voting. We're looking ideally for 90% plus. Anything above 70%, it'll work. But we really want 90-95%. And we will know that after the first epoch is ended, which is after 6.5 minutes or so. We will get some idea of what the participation rate is looking like. And then if participation is high and the blocks are coming in, we'll start finalizing the chain after about 13 minutes, and then we can all relax a little bit.
Gotcha. And we've stolen you at the last final 5 minutes. Still, thank you very much for taking the time to join. We're very excited as much as you are, and we'll see you after the Beacon Chain launch.
Super. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to join you. All right, I'm going to hop off now. But have a great.
You as well. Bye. Yeah, we are now less than 5 minutes away. It's quite quite exciting, but also a bit terrifying, I think, in a sense. It's years of work for some of the client teams. It's definitely months of work from our end as well. We're just hoping to see. I just wanted to point out a few things about what we're going to be looking out for on the Genesis block. I will be sharing sort of the screen that the ETH Staker team right now is looking at in a few minutes right before the launch. And a few things we're looking out for is actually seeing the first block in the first few slots. So in Ethereum 2.0, in the beacon chain, there is no block time. Rather, there are slots. A slot is 12 seconds. And so a block could be created in a slot, but potentially might not be. So we're hoping if we have enough, sufficient number of validators online, if the network is going correctly, we'll see a block within the first, right after the Genesis block, right away, we'll see the first block appearing. And then the next thing we should be on the lookout for, which we're not going to cover in this stream, but people should be aware of, is finalization. Finalization should ideally happen in 2 epochs. So 32 slots is equal to 1 epoch. And each epoch is when finalization can happen. And as you all know, finalization is very, very important. Finalization ideally will happen in 2 epochs, meaning around 12, 13 minutes. And so hopefully, if all goes right, and as Ben mentioned, participation rate is high, we'll see the finalization happen within 13 minutes at 12 p.m. UTC time. Chun, what are you excited for ETH2 in 2021? We've heard about your thoughts about ETH2 so far, but curious about what you're looking for in 2021 ETH2.
For me, I just hope all the development of Ethereum going faster and faster. And we all know that probably the next phase won't happen within a couple of years. But anyways, I think it's faster. I personally stake a lot of Ether, and hopefully Ethereum could be after we got XN5, we have XN6, and after XN8, we will soon have XN9, make it in a row, So development speed, I think, is the most critical thing.
Mm-hmm. So, definitely seeing a lot of the client teams basically keep developing, right? And it's very critical for, I think, scalability as well, because Ethereum right now is being used so much. The gas prices are so high. It's high time we need scalability on Ethereum. And so therefore, ETH2 is just the first step towards going towards that goal. So you mentioned about development that keep happening. Are there concerns around ETH2 that you have? Any concerns that you have so far?
I feel myself have the confidence. That's one of the major reasons why I personally stake a lot of Ether with them. So I have the confidence everything will go well and go as expected. Yeah. Let's just witness a moment.
Gotcha. Yes. Let me just go to what's going on the ETH Staker side right now. Oh, sorry. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me just share that. Yes. So what we're looking at here is right now the live the screen of currently the beacon chain. So you can see each of these are slots, and then each row represents an epoch. And so once we hit, we're almost there. It's a bit terrifying just to see whether or not this could happen. Yeah, we are preparing for liftoff right now. It should be. Yep, so we're still waiting for slot 0 to happen. Nothing just yet.
Meanwhile, I see our internal Slack. I mean, because we operate a validator by ourselves, it's going crazy. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe.
Huh. Oh, we do have a block. We do have a block. We have a block. We have liftoff finally, everyone. Woo! Yep, we have the second block. This is insane. So of course, the next thing we're looking out for is the finalization. But at least so far, we are certain that we could see blocks. You know. Awesome. So. Yeah, it's consistently creating blocks. I see even our internal, our own validators have also submitted a block, proposed a block as well. Awesome. Let me just share that actually. Yes, so far it seems like the blocks are consistently they're coming out. It seems like it seems pretty stable so far. And I just wanted to show this right here. So we have proposed the block on slot 4 of the first ever epoch, and we signed a block with the message "Welcome to the new beginning." And the motivation behind this is that on Bitcoin Talk, Vitalik's when he first introduced Ethereum, his post actually. The title was Ethereum, Welcome to the New Beginning, and hence why we chose that graffiti. It's a signature move of Chun as well, who also recently created an interesting message on the Bitcoin's halvening block as well. So yeah, we're keeping up the tradition, and yeah, we have signed that Welcome to the New Beginning message. So we're finally on liftoff. There doesn't seem to be any hiccups so far. We of course look out for finalization, but so far, if it seems like we're in a healthy mode right now, we will be picking out sort of our the winners of our for the ledgers for people who have joined us right now, and so I'll announce them in just a minute. But before we announce the winners and then moving off, Chun, do you have any last thoughts or words on Ethereum in general compared to like the entire ecosystem?
I think stakefish also together with Teku will keep secure the different blockchain projects regardless of POW and POS. So that's why we support not just nowadays we have about 8% of total network share in the POW traditional Ethereum, and we also have a similar percentage of share on POS. So that's what we have it neutrality and also decentralization of the all the major blockchains projects.
Gotcha. Yeah. And so we'll be also stakefish itself will be supporting the beacon chain strongly. We'll be constantly focused on phase 1 and phase 2, and we'll try to consistently support and deploy new tools to help out not only stakers but also developers as well. And so thank you very much for joining today's call and today's launch party. We're very, very excited. And to announce the giveaway winners, let me just have those names here. So we have Hada Kang as our first winner of Ledger. Yay! Of the Beacon Chain Ledger. Yay! And then Marco Broken, and then Agro Rachmatola. Sorry if I did not pronounce that name correctly. And then finally, Bitcoin Pay. And then one other winner we have announced on Twitter. So we have 4 winners, just to repeat. It's Hadakang, Marco Broken, Agro Matula, and then Bitcoin Pay. So we do have your email addresses, so we will coordinate with you guys through email with further information on how you could claim the ledger giveaways you have won. So with that being said, we're gonna yay! We're finally there. Thank you very much for joining. We'll be jumping off. We'll definitely have another series around Ethereum 2.0 planned. Very informative for you guys. So please stay tuned and please check us out at stake.fish. We're here. We know validating, and we'll be around supporting the ecosystem. Chun, any last words before we hop off?
I think it's a very great event. We hopefully everything will be good for the Ethereum for the next year, and we're always here to secure the blockchains.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for joining today. Thank you. You guys all have contributed to this. Yes, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.